Hello and welcome to this new video. Today I will show you one of the most exciting stocks in which one of the best hedge funds is invested. With this stock, you can achieve an average of more than 60% per year. As we saw last year, it could even more than double. We are talking about the Palantir stock. In this video, I will show you how we are invested with our YouTube portfolio. Then we will take a look at the exact numbers and expectations. And finally, we will discuss our important price targets and goals for long and mid-term investments, which will be particularly interesting for investors who use leverage. Let's get started with our YouTube portfolio, where we are currently almost 10% in the green, slightly outperforming the market. I believe we will achieve significant outperformance in the coming months. I will also make a video about the portfolio so you can replicate it. We were even ahead by 16% earlier and have beaten most indices. The most important thing is that we are invested in Palantir. It is even our second largest position. With a price increase, the stock could become the second largest position. It was actually my fourth largest position before. My average purchase price was $21.03, and with that, we could make almost 10% profit. We bought it on June 3rd. Write in the comments which analysis of stocks and cryptos you would like me to do. If you want, I could also do an analysis of commodities. Now, let's look at the exact numbers. And yes, now we are looking at Palantir much more closely. Before we do that, I want to explain the company. Palantir offers software solutions to analyze large amounts of data. Data analysis is becoming increasingly important, and Palantir is very good at it. Now let's look at where the money actually comes from. Most of the money comes from the government and then from private companies. Government contracts are good because they usually pay well and provide long-term contracts. I hope that Palantir will get more private customers to avoid being too dependent. And now, let's look at the future prospects. Palantir managed to become profitable last year. For the next few years, revenue is expected to increase steadily. Cash flow and profits are also expected to rise significantly. Palantir's cash flow is very strong. And yes, now let's look at Palantir's financial health. Palantir is probably one of the best financially positioned companies, considering the age of the company. They have zero debt and good cash reserves, which I find very good. Now, let's look at the management. The management of Palantir is controversial. I trust the management of Palantir because they have made many good decisions. Now, let's look at a very exciting statistic for me. The statistic shows all the major investors. 25 shareholders own 40% of the company. The largest shareholder is Peter Thiel. He is a billionaire from Germany. And then come the famous names like Vanguard and BlackRock. Together, they hold more than 13%. And then comes one of the most famous and best hedge funds. That is Renaissance Technologies. They had an average return of 70% per year. And when such a hedge fund invests in a stock, you should pay very close attention. Now let's take a look at my price targets on the chart. Of course, this is not investment advice. My price targets are currently between $17 and $21, as you can see here. There has been a very strong increase in Palantir stock in recent days, but I would hope it drops below $20. If it does, I would buy heavily. And for those watching this video, it would still be a very good entry opportunity. When we formed the low here, we made many 100%, and the next medium-term price target within this year is also over 100%. If we surpass $28, we would see a very impulsive increase. Now let's look at my target zones. It will be very interesting for investors and traders. My short-term price targets are between $40 and $52. It can, of course, expand further. I have calculated it very conservatively. I still need to keep an eye on the structure and the following events to calculate how far it can expand and where I will set new target zones. From today's price levels, approximately 70% to 121% is possible within this year, which would be a clear market outperformance. It is also interesting for traders. They should place a limit order at $21 with the appropriate leverage. They should place a stop loss at $16 to have good protection. If you, as an investor, achieve more than 30% over a longer period, you would be one of the best investors. If we return to my buying zone, there would be a potential of at least 100% to 155% from the upper edge. Now, let's look at the long-term perspective for long-term investors, which we could reach in 2 to 3 years. From today's prices, at least 300% to almost 500% would be possible. In dollar terms, this ranges between $95 and $140. We could, of course, expand further, but I tend to be more conservative. I will continue to expand my YouTube portfolio to achieve better performance. My goal is to outperform the market with a few drops, and my own performance expectation is between 40% and 70%. Leave a comment on which stock or crypto analyses you want. For example, CMG is in my target zone, and for cryptos like Solana or Polkadot, it looks very good. I could also provide analyses on commodities like gold or silver. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.